This is the exact system that helped my clients generate over $104,000 just by making YouTube videos in a consistent manner. But the consistency I'm talking about is really different than what you think it is. You are a creator or founder. You understand the importance of content. You also want to build your own presence, your own brand, and you want to cultivate inbound leads. You want your DMs to flood with inbound leads, but somehow it's just not happening. Now, you aren't lacking anywhere. You are creating content consistently, but somehow still things don't work. You feel overwhelmed and you feel stuck because things still stay the same. Now, naturally, you try to consider it as a disciplinary problem or a motivational problem, but it's not that. So initially, what you try to do is put in more efforts, put in more hours and create more content. But still, all you do is increase your stress and results would still stay the same. And don't worry, you're not the one. Even my clients used to think that it was a big disciplinary problem in their life, but it's not. It's just that they had no backend system to back up this consistent production of content. Let me explain you what a backend structure actually is. Now, the way we introduce backend structures for our clients is divided into 5 major steps. The core point of view about our backend structure was to somehow remove the motivational and disciplinary factor out of the content ecosystem and make this content system more like a system instead of something that thrives on whatever your day was like. The first step is the input system. Input system consists of how the ideation process would run, how the ideas would be captured, how the topics would be decided, and how do we remove the motivational and the disciplinary factor of decision making out of this process. The second step is production system. How do we batch all of our videos in one shoot? How shooting once is more beneficial than shooting every other day? What kind of shots do we produce that would be so evergreen that we could make so many clips out of it? We can put it into so many B-rolls of various videos. And third one is, how do we hand off this entire production system? So what software do we use? How do we batch? And whatever XYZ stuff we have to do in the shoot section. Third one is the most important post-production section. Here we deal with editing SOPs. Now, editors are from various countries and speak various different languages that you might just hire as a freelancer. And that's why you face many problems with them. You have to constantly deal with them. You don't get what your ideation is about. And that's why your ideation and your video in the end never matches. And that creates more of that overwhelming factor within you. And so what we do is we create a strict editing SOP by talking with you. So you have your own idea of how my video should look like, and we note that down and create an editing SOP that would be transferred to all of our editors so that they edit in the same way that you think about. The another thing is, how do we repurpose those videos which you have already created? Let's say you go on some podcast, then where should the clip be cut? What should be clipped? And what is it even necessary for? We answer each and every question of the repurposing logic in the post-production system so that we constantly keep generating more and more videos and you don't burn yourself out. And the last point is, somehow we reduce your back and forth process with editors completely zero, because we stand in between and we create structures and systems so well that all of your burnout, all of your constant overwhelming nature stays away from the system, and system always works more than your disciplines and emotions. Fourth and the most important one is the distribution system. Now, this is the reason why you can get out of the system and system would still work. We decide where your content goes. We repurpose your content and post it in various different formats across many different platforms. So you can chill out and your content would still work for you. We schedule the content and we make you consistent without you actually being consistent and dreading your head over it. Fifth is the feedback loop. One of the most important ones to understand what's working and what's not working. We are humans and we still make mistakes. So we understand the metrics and we check out what has been working and what hasn't been working. Whatever doesn't work, we remove that. And whatever starts working, we double down on that. That's how we make improvements calmly and not chaotically. Okay, now back to the main plot. Once the backend structure is included into your content ecosystem, the clarity of the process is so high. And that's why consistency just naturally comes down to you. Content execution then starts to feel very easy for you. And inbound conversions obviously would increase because you are everywhere, literally everywhere. Another thing is, qualified opportunity starts increasing because now you're not just a content creator or you're not just a silly founder. You start to build your own personal brand. So networking automatically becomes easy for you and qualified opportunities directly come to your doorstep. Deals would be easily closed, and that is how we build so much trust for you that you directly generate this big of a number by organic content systems. Now, once we have went through this entire system, The main thing which I wanted to do was shift your identity towards have you see content and have you perceive the problems with content, and have you always take the problems to be philosophical and psychological. But they are not. They are just minor tweaks which you need to make in your systems for things to flow regularly. Some hires need to be made and some fires have to be done. But somehow, in the end, the structure is something which you need to implement in your content system to be the authoritative figure in your niche. And that's how content maybe becomes boring, but results would become more predictable. I know it is a tough pill to swallow, but this thing just works. There's something you can genuinely do. You can go down in the description and book a call with us. This is a demo call and there's no sales process involved. I'll be there right in front of you to solve the problem that you are facing in your content systems, and we can just solve it. And I genuinely don't mind helping you for free because this is the stuff that I love and this is why I'm the best in this shit. Bye.